Hey, everybody, welcome back to The Odds Couple. I'm Sid Rosenberg, all healed up with the face, the voice, not great this week.
Sid, you don't look beat up once again. You look terrific.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. And my main man, Mark Lawrence of Playbook.com, VegasInsider.com, Covers.com. He's got it all going on. Why? Because he's the best in the business. Now, Mark, no wonder we start out the show each week with these trends. A perfect 3-0 last week. Congratulations.
Right on the button with those trends last week, Sid. We won't talk about my picks. We can talk about yours, but we'll talk about the trends. 3-0 last week.
Well, let's do it again. The database does a very, very nice job. Let's go to trend number 1 here, Mark Lawrence. The Kansas State Wildcats host Iowa State this Saturday, a team they beat by 1 point last season. That's good news for Bill Snyder.
Terrific news for Bill Snyder. He's been a great head coach for that football program. He's in his second term with this team, and absolutely terrific in this role that he'll be in this week. 27-7 to the spread at home against teams he beat in the most recent meeting. He'll be in that role against Iowa State this week. He'll beat them like a drum once again. 27-7 for Bill Snyder. Don't fade the Wildcats.
All right, trend number 2, Mark. BYU's lost to Air Force last week, put them at 1-1. You like the Cougars to rebound this Sunday in Tallahassee.
Well, the big revenge game here for BYU. Remember last year, Florida State went in there and surprised them.
Yes.
Huge, big time, pulled the rug on them as 8.5-point dogs. How about 14-1 straight up under Bronco Mendenhall when they're a 500 or less team on the season? They don't stay at 500 or lower very much does BYU here. They start out with that loss. They're 500 coming into Florida State with revenge. 14-1 to make it a winning record. I think they'll do it this week.
Both teams looked bad last week. BYU against Air Force, and of course Florida State got whacked by Oklahoma. Trend number 3, LSU is an 8-point favorite at home, Mark, this week against Mississippi State, coming up a tough loss at home to Auburn. Not necessarily a good thing, though, for Les Miles and the Tigers.
Not at all for Les Miles. In fact, in our newsletter this week, Sid, we talked about the coaches in this football game here. Dan Mullen from Mississippi State, I compared this like 2 loaves of bread. He's like fresh and hot. Les Miles is cold and stale. Okay? Nobody wants a piece of Les Miles.
Although they are 2-0 LSU.
Yes, they are, but struggling to the point spread, which
Yes.
is what we're all about here,
Yes.
okay? In his career with LSU, 14-1 to the spread as a conference home favorite. It doesn't get it done here. I like Dan Mullen. I like Mississippi State. Remember, they outgained LSU by over 100 yards in that loss last year. They'll take them tooth and nail on Saturday.
All right, great stuff as always, Mark. And folks, if you have any handicapping questions, feel free to send Mark and I an email. You can find us at The Odds Couple at opensports.com. That's The Odds Couple at opensports.com. Time now for our picks. Time to make you money. That's next.